Stated Isa was the only customer in the bar that night. She said that Shaban and Isa ran an illegal drug business from the bar for a number of years. Isa would bring in money and orders to Shaban, who would then take the money over the border, buy the drugs, and bring them back to the nightclub. Shaban had a brother who worked at the border crossing, and he would cross whenever he knew his brother was working. Isa would later deliver the drugs to customers. However, business was failing in recent months, which led to the two men to often arguing. Around 0330 hours, 18th of February, 2012, Shaban and Isa were drinking together, and they suddenly began arguing and shouting at each other. Shaban punched Isa. Isa doubled over in pain and could not breathe for a moment, and leaned against the bar for support. Isa then grabbed a knife from the bar, threatening to stab Shaban if he didn't leave him alone. In reaction, Shaban drew his pistol from under his jacket and shot Isa. Shaban tried to phone his brother to see if he was working at the border that night, but got no answer. He then ran out of the back door of the club and got into a black Mercedes with registration Moonlight 1. Anna Maria gave police a photograph of Shaban standing beside his car. It clearly showed the license plate and Shaban. She said that when Shaban left the club, he was wearing a black leather jacket. The police transmitted the description and photographs of Shaban to all border crossings. Anna Maria believed that Shaban would try to leave the country if he could, and that he would probably try to go out of border gate Alpha 22, because it was the closest to the drug supplier's house where he would feel safe.
police officer. Please state your name and age for the record.
Witness, Ana Maria, 32.
What is your occupation?
I am a waitress at the nightclub Moonlight. I have worked there since 2001.
Were you working at the nightclub on the morning of 18th February 2012?
Yes, I was.
Please tell us what you saw happen that night.
It was very quiet that time. There were no other customers in the bar except for Isa. He comes into the bar at least 4 times a week.
When does he come into the bar that often?
He had a drug business with Shaban, the bar owner. Isa would bring in drug orders and the money to pay for them. Shaban would take the money over the border and buy the drugs. Shaban's brother works at one of the border crossings, so Shaban would cross whenever he knew his brother was working.
How long has this drug dealing been going on?
They have been doing this for many years. The business has been dropping off and they began to argue recently about making money. They were arguing just before the shooting.
What were Shaban and Issa doing just before the shooting?
They were having drinks together. Everything seemed okay at first. And then I heard them begin to shout at each other. I didn't know what was being said, but they were loud.
What happened after that?
Then Shaban punched Isa in the stomach. It was so hard that Isa doubled over and could not breathe for a minute. He leaned on the bar for support. Suddenly he reached for a knife lying on the bar and turned to Shaban. Isa told him to leave him alone or he would stab him.
Did he stab Shaban or try to stab him?
No, he just held the knife and told Shaban to leave him alone.
Then what happened?
Shaban grabbed a gun from under his jacket and shot 1 time. Isa fell to the floor.
Okay. What happened next?
Shaban tried to call his brother, who works at the border, to see if he was there. He did not get an answer. Shaban ran to his car and drove away.
Where do you think he would go?